Look, let's be honest with ourselves. Heated Rivalry, the TV show, isn't coming back until 2027.
God, what a tragedy. So what are we going to do with ourselves? I guess we just have to be the horny TV podcast.
And while we'll forever be Heated Rivalry first,
Always.
it don't mean a girl can't have a little fun.
Well, now I just think you and I are just going to be best friends. Okay, so why have we chosen Hunting Wives? Well, a lot of you recommended it. We had a little vote on our social media, and this was the one, including our Patreon members. And on social media, we got a lot of feedback that we needed to watch Hunting Wives. We are still going to talk about Heated Rivalry, obviously. One, because there's a lot of parallels between the shows. And two, because I can't help myself. I literally can't help myself. In the universe this week of Heated Rivalry, did you see anything before we get into Hunting Wives?
I feel like I probably have. I mean, I saw Hudson post that like really passionate message about how like any sort of hate is not welcome in the community, and then Jacob Tierney reposted it, and I thought, okay, well, this must be a bigger deal than just like a blanket statement.
Actually, Francois and Hudson published at the same time. Yeah, because Francois wrote it, and then because on Reddit I saw.
Yeah, can you please explain?
People were like, why is only Hudson posting this? Why aren't his white co-stars doing this? Like, why does he have to advocate for himself by himself? Why isn't the show posting? And then Hudson replied being like, actually, Francois wrote it. It was his idea. And I co-signed on it. And we both released it at the same time.
It's you just revealed that you don't follow Francois.
Yeah, exactly. And also he was like, I actually haven't seen any of the hateful comments because he's like, I'm just having a nice life and don't look, and I'm like vibing out to something else.
Yeah.
And you're like, good for you, Hudson. But yeah, I think the level of ownership that people feel towards them is outrageous.
And I think there was like a list of obviously sort of types of hate, and one of them was parasocial, and that was very telling to me.
Yeah, me too. I think it's interesting as well that it's tricky, right? Like, I think there's a sort of expectation that they be grateful for the fandom, regardless of how it treats them, because the show is like a surprise hit, and it's like, no, that doesn't mean you can treat them that they belong to us, or that we can act as though the actors don't deserve private lives. Also this week, Hudson became a proper Balenciaga boy. How exciting!
Wait, in what way?
He's like officially a Balenciaga.
Oh, like a spokesperson?
Yeah, spokesperson. And they did a campaign in Korea that was divine. Okay. He also went to Paris Fashion Week. Why was I looking? Because I was. And yeah, I think it's... Oh, and Connor did Vogue.
Yeah.
I thought it was
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and actually, it's pretty cool. But also in his interview, they asked him, like, what would your message to your future self be? Like your older Connor Story. And he was like, continue to take big swings no matter how many people are looking, which I thought was such a cool message as an artist, which is like, it's easier to become like, play it safer the more people who are watching you.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's cool that he's reminding himself to like keep being weird. It was wonderful. It got me excited. We also know that Rachel Reid has been in London. We didn't get tickets to the live show, and that's okay. She's just here, and we haven't seen her. If you did see her, write in about your experience. I'd love to hear about it. Congrats. So glad you got a ticket. Anything else?
You're being really brave right now.
Thank you.
You're being
Thank
really
you.
brave
I'm being
right now.
very brave.
Take a moment and
I fucking love Rachel Reid. I can't believe we didn't get to see her. I'm so sad. Oh.
I hope she had a nice time.
I hope she had a nice time too. I hope so. Oh my god, I really hope she had a vegan sausage roll. Girl, I hope you did. I hope you did. I hope you went to the M&M store.
Oh, also Jacob Tierney is doing the, is it the Achilles show? No.
Oh my god, yes, that's right. No, he is doing a show about, good point.
Is it Alexander the Great?
He got a Netflix deal.
I know it's a period piece. It's very, very exciting.
Netflix, Jacob Tierney. Jacob Tierney to helm Alexander the Great series.
Alexander the Great, yes.
Also an adaptation by a book. We'll obviously talk about that on the podcast whenever it comes out.
Also absolutely love the fact, like it shows you... Because I feel like what would usually happen, and again, I don't know anything about the fucking TV industry, so I am always talking out of my goddamn ass. Also, I'm wearing a wig. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. But it's like...
I, by the way, I know that it's cool that you're wearing a wig and very brave, but I've literally never worn a hat for this long. I've never worn a cap in my life for this long. How does anyone see anything? It keeps blocking my line of sight.
You look gorgeous in a hat.
I'm such a femme. I'm like...
gorgeous in a
I'm like,
hat.
it's itching. I don't know how people do...
It looks really good on you.
It's so unsustainable. Carry on. Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
Okay. I'll wear it a little longer then.
Basically, I feel like what would happen maybe with someone who I guess doesn't have as strong a vision or as much power in the industry as we speak is like Netflix would say you can make whatever you want, but it has to be in the same genre or vein of what you've just made. But it was clear that he was like, no, I want to make this. So you're either in or you're out. And I think that's so fucking cool.
Yes, and it's so interesting that it's another author has seen what he's done and has clearly gone, I trust you with an adaptation. Like, I trust you with my work. I trust you with my writing.
That's so cool.
And that must be nice to be the person now that female authors in particular are like, I will bestow this to you because I trust you. Another thing for this week is that if you are into sexy adaptations of television shows on Netflix, my girlfriend's in one. Woohoo!
Plug it away.
Vladimir, which is based on a book by Julia May Jonas that I had already read before she even did the audition, called Vladimir. I loved it so much. And then she got this audition through and I was like, I love that book. So she read my copy and then she did, all thanks to me. And then she did this audition, got this part, and she went to Toronto for 3 months to film. She was playing John Slattery and Rachel Weisz's daughter. Very exciting.
Hot.
So
What's
hot,
it
so
like
exciting.
fancying your own mom?
I know, right, truly. And
shout out Toronto, shout out Canada.
Yeah, but
shout out the cinema board that probably
exactly.
But
you should check her out. Her name's Ellen Robertson, and she's in Vladimir. And
I thought you were about to say check her out, Rachel.
And she's playing a lesbian lawyer. How exciting. It's all thrilling stuff.
That's so sick.
It is very exciting.
That's really, really
It's
cool.
very cool. Anyway, I'm proud of her. I just thought I'd flag. Should we get into
are
it?
there any
Episode
other
1 of Hunted Rivalry.
Hunted Rivalry! Hunted Rivalry.
And Cunting Wives. Let's do it.
Welcome to episode 1 of us watching Hunting Wives.
Hunting Wives. I'm so excited.
Catherine, I have so many questions for you. And first and foremost, what was your experience and knowledge of Hunting Wives before you started watching?
Okay, thank you so much for asking. So I was aware of it in
as I flipped back my
your
completely natural
wig. Look, I was aware of it. Can I be honest? I think I was quite resistant to it because I was like, it's giving straight ladies. I just was a bit like, I don't know about all that. And also,
like, you knew there was a gay element, but you thought it was going to be like very straight in its gayness.
Yeah, and I thought it was going to be very like, will they, won't they, like subtle hints, but not really.
Which is your biggest ick when it comes to lesbian cinema.
Yeah, I'm just like, do it or don't do it. I can't be doing with the staring. As you know, I hate wistful glances. I hate no, I do. Eye contact of any kind. And so I was just a bit like, but then I had been hearing so much about it, and I do love our girl Brittany Snow, so I was like, all right, I'll give it a little go. And it's addictive.
Are you Brittany Snow from Hairspray? Are you Brittany Snow from John Tucker Must Die? Are you Brittany Snow Pitch Perfect?
Thank you for asking.
All
I would have
both?
said Pitch Perfect.
Okay.
What about you?
She's definitely a little queer-coded in Pitch Perfect.
Yeah.
When she's in the shower
Yeah.
with Anna Kendrick.
Yeah.
Harmonizing.
Sure. But I feel like I don't think of her as queer at all, and this is just a really exciting show. We'll get into it. What was your view of it before you started?
Well, the thing that I heard that the Hunting Wives do be fucking, but I had also assumed people kept throwing around the term male gaze, and I would just like to beforehand jump in and say, I speak for the entire bisexual woman who mostly date men community. We are most populous. We are least oppressed.
And they are most vocal, girls.
And what I'll say is, First of all, I just resent the idea that it's for the male gaze because the book is written by a woman.
Yeah.
The show is showran, created by, written by a woman.
Yeah.
Mostly, all the leads are female.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say the viewership is probably mostly female too.
Well, let me say this. I do think one good description came from, we were leaving the studio post the Don McGovern Ask a Gay episode, and all I knew about it was that there might be lesbians and that Brittany Snow was in. And then Don McGovern said, we are going from a gay male show that's made for the female gaze to a show about women made for gay men.
Okay, so maybe it's that. And
I was a bit like, I'm into it. Yeah, like it's so camp. It's so camp. And it's like parodies of girl bosses.
Yeah.
But I also think you're right. I think there's a knowing that comes from the female gaze for me that doesn't kind of like, no one's being like, we'll get into this again, but the lesbianism doesn't involve anybody being like, what's that feeling? It's a bunch of women immediately being like, wait, are we gonna fuck?
Well, the thing is, that's what I think. That this is not a lesbian gaze show. This is a bisexual woman who mostly date men gaze show.
Yes.
That's what it's for. And a lot of the time, some of the most, and I say problematic and maybe misogynistic views of women come from bisexual women who mostly date men because we interact mostly in that setting with men. So we see women through the male lens. It's like a lot of Hall of Mirrors stuff going on.
Yeah.
But some of the most like fucked up objectification I have seen. Guilty. Because I'm like, oh, that's how you admire a woman.
Yeah. Yep. It's fascinating.
All right.
Let's get into it. I'm also nervous.
I'm also working on it, just so you guys know.
If it helps at all, I was quite nervous of this show and I was like, why am I nervous of it? And then my friend Georgie reminded me that I slept with a Republican-coded, gun-toting woman who's not dissimilar to these women in university.
Where did you find her?
I had forgotten about it. I did have to be reminded. She was, and we met at Oxford. We were both debating. She was debating for a Catholic university.
Oh my God.
I won't get into which one. And
was she gay or were you an experiment?
She had a fiance. No, she'd had sex with lots of women. I just don't think she thought it counted. And nor did her husband to be.
Because that's what liberals say.
And but also it's so, that's the bisexual misogyny that's like, women don't count.
Yeah.
Like, that's
exactly.
not real sex.
Exactly.
Anyway, but yeah, so I was like, what is that icky feeling in my tum? Oh yeah, anxiety. It was a memory I'd repressed.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to Georgie for reminding me of who I have slept with. You simply shouldn't forget, but there we are. Okay, episode 1.
So it starts with a mystery. I already knew that this is not just going to be a lesbian show. There's going to be other stuff going on. And what's going on is crimes.
Yes, you have skipped ahead because the credits opens with like a paper cutout.
The
credits.
We're starting all the way from the beginning.
The credits have a cutout of hot women with guns and they're shooting men. And there's a dead woman, portrayed dead by a pool. And there's a cool song. So you're like, ooh, yes, you're right. It's not just lesbianism. There's also intrigue.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you're right. It opens with a woman who is bleeding and running through a forest at night, having been shot, and then dragging herself across the ground. And then it immediately says, and we'll have a time jump with a queer show, 3 weeks earlier.
And you're like, oh, this is a PowerPoint. I like these.
Yes.
I do like these. Also, opening reminiscent of another lesbian show, Yellow Jackets, to me.
Very that, yes. And Brittany Snow's big blue eyes are suddenly in an Uber. Why can't she drive? I'm thinking, surely she could drive. She's in the countryside. Maybe
I'm
she
looking at
hasn't
this countryside.
learned.
I'm like, there's no fucking way they got Uber there.
I know, yes. Also that I was like, is it like one guy? Is one guy the Uber? It was crazy. There is farming equipment, there's beautiful landscapes, and there are Confederate flags. And she looks, understandably, nervous. There's a sign outside a mega church that says, "Repent!" in capitals, so you know they're serious. And then she gets to her beautiful suburban house with her killer-faced husband. How do I know him? What do I know him from?
I looked him up. I couldn't figure it out, but he's got the DSLs.
What's that?
Dick-sucking lips.
Yes, he does. But he also has, if I may, murdering eyes.
Yeah.
That whole top half, I'm like, yikes.
You know when you're like an aging pretty boy? There's nothing more unsettling than an aging pretty boy. He doesn't have dimples, but he gives me the same sort of shivers when I see an old man or an older man with dimples. I'm like, those are for little boys. What are you doing? What are you doing with those dimples?
Okay, fair enough. Well, their kid, we're supposed to assume, wants to know what's for dinner. So he asks the mom. So I think that gives you a sense of what the gender roles are here. And she's like, sorry, we're going out. But she doesn't want to go out either because they're going to his boss's fundraiser.
Yeah.
And by the way, in an ode to shows where the husband may or may not be homosexual, although he only seems it initially, he gets very straight all of a sudden. He's like, let me see your dress.
Oh, yeah.
She's been shopping. He wants to see the dress. I was like, huh?
And she puts it on, and he says it's not very Texas. He says it's a little Soviet.
Yes.
Which I liked.
It's a lot of... If you want to see heated rivalry here, you can, girls. You can. And she says she's not very Texas either, right? It's black. It's boring. Their house is nice. She is in the bathroom and pulls up...
what it looks like a C-section scar. Right?
Yeah, there's a scar on her abdomen. It looks weirdly fresh. And then he drives them to this huge property, and it turns out all of the land belongs to his boss, and she's biting her nails with nerves.
Yeah.
It's not subtle, and we wouldn't want it to be.
Oh, there's no subtlety in this show.
Oh, no, it's like Dallas but gayer somehow. And he keeps saying to her, you're good with people. You're in public relations, which I just find so funny. Like, you're in PR, therefore you'll be good with anyone. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh, I mean, I guess it is your job to just talk to people and like schmooze and sweet talk.
I guess it's just she seems like she's having a panic attack, and he's like, you'll be fine, you're in public relations.
There is just a specter of him punishing her for something.
Oh, 100%.
Like she's being disciplined for something.
100%. And she says she's not good with Texas people because they don't get me. And he just says, turn on the old Sophie. He's very he's insensitive, I would say, constantly. But Brittany looks amazing. What kind of fundraiser is it? I bet you're wondering. You want to tell him, Olga?
Oh, it's NRA. We're deep Texas. We're talking guns. We're talking there's like a band there.
There's a banjo.
There's a banjo.
It
there's
is
wigs.
It's like everyone has a holster on their hip. It's like
yes.
It's a carry. What's the concealed carry state or what?
I think it's an open carry state.
It feels open carry. You're right.
Yeah, if you have a holster.
Yeah, and they're offered champagne, and her husband says just one. So now we're thinking maybe she wasn't just getting that Uber for convenience. Maybe she's not allowed to drink. So she's like, I'm going to go get a water. She gets spooked by a noise. She's full on panic attacking now. She walks into a bathroom, and I'm obsessed with the next scene.
Oh, yeah. We see boobs right away. You thought you were going to have to wait for the urine? I'm sorry. You're in God's country now.
It's so funny. So she walks into this bathroom, and Malin is there, who's playing Margot, and she's like,
wig on, top off.
Wig on, top off. But she's like, do you have a pad? She's like, no, I just have a tampon. She's like, I can't use
Wait,
those.
why can't she use tampons? I literally have written it down.
I think
pussy too small? Pussy too tight?
In my head, I was like,
little pussy.
in my until we knew the character, I was like, sorry, is it slutty to use a tampon?
Yeah, is she a virgin? What's going
on?
Is
it like, I didn't understand. I was like, what? Why? But then she fully takes off her entire dress, no bra on, to put tissue in her pants. There's no need, by the way. She could have just like hooked up the skirt and put the tissue in her pants.
Why can't she use a tampon though? For real?
No, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
That doesn't explain. I simply don't know. But maybe that's the main mystery of the show.
Okay, we haven't finished the show, so it could be that there is a resolution we just don't know.
Yeah, that could be the whole thing. But so, yeah, she takes off her...
She's still carrying a gun. Sorry, there's no room. There's just no room. Only a pad.
I hope that's where she keeps her gun. But no, truly, she unnecessarily takes off her entire dress to put some tissue in her pants.
Okay, can I ask you, first of all, have you ever feel more seen by a character than Margot? I just like, that is Catherine Bohart to me.
Do you think?
Because she's a femtop, is she not?
She's very femtop energy. She's also very like, I'm gonna kill you with kindness. And you don't quite know her motivations. I am into
Bohart.
I am into it. I am into it. Good point. Why are we doing this podcast? It's not making any money. What are her motivations?
But also, I just think that, do you think her taking off the dress and showing the tits, do you think that's the second handshake? Like
100%.
That's basically her being like,
and it's tricky, right? Because
this is on offer if you'd like.
You would think that would make it overt that it's on, but actually I think because of the extreme normative gender roles in this setting from the outset, Brittany Snow is clearly like, wait, sorry, one, she's so hot, we see her be like attracted to her
big time.
2, she's also like, is this like what girls do? Like, are they so straight that they're like, oh, honey, you can get naked in front of each other? Like, you know the way sometimes
The way
like,
that male athletes can be super gay with each other without actually
yeah,
being gay.
because it's like, well, obviously it's not a thing. And so I wondered, she was having that kind of dilemma where it's like, is this gay or is this so straight that we're just getting naked in front of each other? Either way, they share a Xanax.
They share Xanax, which is, I think, fifth base.
Yeah, I think so too. In Texas, hell yeah. And then I just love everything about her character, Margot's character, like the full nails, the gold jewelry, and
the
then
wig.
She instantly gives Brittany Snow a nickname. Brittany Snow's character's name is Sophie. So I need to keep talk about them as Margot and Sophie. So Sophie's from Boston, so she starts calling her Boston, and she's like, I think this party just got whole lot better. And we're straight back to. By the way, I thought Sophie was giving closeted gay in this. I was like, is she gay? Has she done this before? What's going on?
Okay, well, this is something that I would genuinely write a master's thesis about, which is I think she's an archetype that we don't see often, which is shy freak. Because shy girl usually buttoned up and freak usually extroverted. But the fact that she's a shy freak, I like that. At no point is there any judgment. Whenever she sees anything freaky, she's always on board. Guns on board. Drugs on board. Fucking a teenager on board.
She will get on board. Yeah.
So it's not, to me, it wasn't so much closeted gay as in like closeted freak.
Interesting.
If that makes sense.
Okay, so we're back at the party, and an older woman is asking Sophie when their 7-year-old is getting a sibling, which is like a classic small town conservative chat. It's like, when are you having another baby?
Yeah.
And the old pervy husband is like, it wouldn't be work if it was with her. And you're like, ugh. And then, from the depths of hell, question mark, or brackets, the 90s, alive and well, comes Dermot Mulroney.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know he was still alive?
No, and he looks like shit. I'm not. The thing is, like, yeah, there's a sort of a whisper of yesteryear, but we're all attracted to him on like with the hangover of what he used to look like in the 90s.
Yes, but I do think they've done something makeup wise to make that skin Texas leathery. Do you know what I mean? Like,
maybe,
I feel like it's
maybe.
texturally like. These men don't use moisturizer. They don't wear sun cream.
Yeah.
They
sandpaper themselves.
They sandpaper themselves down. I feel like they've done something because he can't look like quite that bad, can he?
Yeah, he looks like an inverted foot. But you'll remember him from like My Best Friend's Wedding, The Wedding Date.
Yeah, but I couldn't believe he was alive. Honestly, I screamed, paused the television. I was like, ah! I could not believe it.
Oh,
and
God.
He is Jed Banks from Maplebrook. And he is making a case for basically sort of like, without saying he's running for governor, is saying thank you for coming to this fundraiser, but also like, he basically is like, there's a missing girl. He basically makes the case for guns at this NRA fundraiser that goes something to the tune of, as you'll know, there's crime and people are coming in over the Mexican border.
Yeah.
And if the bad guys have guns, the good people should have guns too.
Yeah.
It's deeply boogeyman, scaremongering, dog whistling.
Yeah.
It's doing all
of
them.
It's like the sort of conservative political playbook.
Yeah.
And Sophie calls him out on it.
Yes.
Which is kind of scary.
Yeah, so he brings up his wife on stage. It's Margot from the bathroom, naked lady who's had his Xanax. Surprise! And then they get introduced to each other because obviously he's Sophie's husband's boss.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you worked in politics? Genuinely tell me what you think. And she is like, it was kind of racist.
That was racist.
Racist, but you still came across like, what did she say? She said something like not like homely, but like, folksy, exactly. Like you had the folksy charm, and I think that's what you were going for. And he's like, okay, you're clever. Maybe I need you around. Anyway,
but also he wants to fuck her.
Yeah. Incoming hot redhead.
And it's at this point that while I was watching this with my fiance, he did call this show MILF Euphoria.
Wow. I love that. If that's the male gaze, I want more of it. Yeah. Oh my God. Callie is so hot. She's so hot.
That's a wig as well, right?
Yeah, undoubtedly. Surely. I don't know. Can it be her real hair? She is so sexy. I know we're meant to think she's crazy, but I'm like, she could do anything she wants. She's so hot.
It's so funny how she's probably the most similar looking to you.
No, behave.
What do you mean? She's got the same hair. Like, if you straighten your hair, would you not look like that?
I don't think so. You're nice though. And so there, in she comes, and there's like I wrote down. What did I write down? Incoming hot.
Well, in this conversation, basically, Sophie meets more of these housewives. So
yeah, because the boys are going to look at the pretty guns.
Exactly. So we meet the Reverend's wife, who's buttoned up, and we meet Kelly, who's got the wig, the red wig.
Yeah, and they say this that the Reverend's wife doesn't show her titties because
they all constantly talk about each other's titties. So that's to sort of piggyback on what you said in the bathroom. It's like, are they so straight?
Exactly.
That it's coming off as gay because they're all talking about each other's pretty titties.
Yeah, and they're like, you should come to the cabin with us. Yes, there's a cabin in this too. Woohoo! You should come to the cottage. You should come to the cabin on the lakeside with us. They go there every Friday, right? At which point
And I'm thinking orgy.
Me too. I was like, oh, okay. They are fucking. They're just cheating on their husbands collectively on a Friday.
Yeah.
That's fine. People eat fish on a Friday. Fine. Yeehaw. So,
and then on Sunday you repent.
But of course. And so the Reverend's wife is like, have you seen my son anywhere? And Margot goes looking for him. And she walks in on her son having like...
The Reverend's son.
Yes, of course. Brad.
Yeah.
And she sees him and he sees her, but his girlfriend doesn't see Margot's character peeping on them while he tries to pressure his girlfriend Abby into having sex with him.
And I think in that exact moment is like Abby is praying, he's jerking off.
That's right. She's like, please take this desire from his heart, and he's like, Abby, it's not my heart. It's not my heart. I love it.
Abby's praying, he's jerking off, and then Margot makes eye contact with him as he's jerking off.
She watches for a very long time. He makes eye contact with her, and then she goes back out and pretends to knock. It's actually giving mom energy, like knock knock, and it becomes clear that he wants to fuck Margot, and we get the suggestion that maybe they've done that before, and you think she's gonna go grab his dick, but she actually zips him up and is like, get on your way, kiddo.
But even that is too erotic to be completely platonic.
It's all very weird and sexy. Thankfully he's played by like a reassuringly and evidently 35-year-old man.
Oh yeah, as most high schoolers are.
Yeah, so you're like, that's fine, because we know that that's fine, but we know he's not really 18, but sure.
I would also like to say that Margot has either twin sons or stepsons, whose names are Cody and Oak.
I'm so glad you said it. I wrote down Cody and Oak, and I was like, I love it here. I love it here. I never want to leave. Truly the Ruby and is it Jasmine?
Yeah.
Actually, there's a lot of mirroring here. Cody and Oak, Ruby and Jasmine. God bless America. So... never clip that up.
Yeah.
And she lies to his mom for him, just so you know. She lies to the Reverend's mother. But the Reverend's wife takes him off, and Margot gets Sophie's number to be besties. There's a lot of suggestion of being gal pals. Now we cut to Sophie in bed with her husband, Graham.
He tries to have sex with her.
He's like, you were great. She's like, by the way, this is truly like heterosexual marriage in my head. He's like, you were great today. She's like, I had a literal panic attack. And he's like, yeah, but you rallied and made friends. And it's like, oh my God.
Oh, also, if you are at any point wondering what it is that Graham does for Jed Banks, he is his architect?
Question mark? And also, she says she can't be friends with them because they're like little Marjorie Taylor Greens, except Margot. I want to say something here, which is like early doors, we get a lot of the suggestion, and it keeps happening in this show, which is like the republicanism and the religiosity is very wink, wink, nudge, nudge, self-aware, self-knowing. It feels like they do it because it serves them, and they knowingly do it because it serves them. And that she is intrigued by them because they're not as like they're not as sort of like rigorous in they're not as like thorough in their belief as I think she expects them to be. She's like intrigued by the sort of
I'd say that, they're flexible in every aspect.
Yeah. And that's like not what she was expecting.
No.
Which is interesting. they're not the zealots I think she was expecting.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that she calls them, that she compares them to them, because I feel like that becomes increasingly less true as we go on. So I'll just flag that now.
That is interesting.
So he says then, you know, you can be whoever you want to be here. Nobody knows you, so we can move on. So we know there's a
So something happened.
mystery.
It's giving dark past.
Yeah, and then he tries to have sex with her. Obviously, classic. She's wearing full makeup in bed.
But that's Texas.
And that's Texas. But I do
You
find
got your sleep mascara?
I do
You got
find
your
it really
wig
funny when
mascara.
she's like, "Oh, I'm just so tired," and it's quite awkward. And then Margot sends a pin to the cabin and sends so many emojis. Like their texting is of that of teenage girls.
Yeah, I just think that it's like, I think the way that Margot operates demonstrates that she's done this before. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
she knows exactly how to pick up a shy freak.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Whereas Margot's trying to get her husband to come to bed. She looks unreal, by the way. She doesn't want him to run for governor. She likes their life as it is. And then she says, you really want people looking at how we have fun?
Yeah, boy.
And it's like, okay, they're definitely freaks. What are they up to?
They're swinging.
And he's like, people don't care about that. And she's like, they do care if you're a fucking woman. And
That's true.
it's different for me. And he says to this, she says, they do care. It's different for women. And he's like, okay, enough of the feminism. You sound like my ex-wife.
And then she climbs him in a very porny way.
She really, really does, because he's like, where did fun Margot go? And she has black lingerie on and she looks unreal. And then they both...
The sort of the cut is so high.
It's so high.
It's like
it's
80s
80s high. Yes! But you know there's no bush. And then they talk about the little architect's wife. They both like her. And they say, you thinking what I'm thinking? And then she says, I think I am, daddy. And then they fuck. And I... honestly, at this point, was like, no, if it's going to just be this, if it's just going to be flirting with women and then I have to watch Dermot Mulroney get off with Malin the whole time, I'm going to be livid.
Exactly. And it's like, I think what is really interesting in the show is that it pits against each other. Oh, God, how am I going to articulate it? That thing of like being a gay woman on Hinge and it's all just like couples looking for a third.
Yeah.
And you're like, guys, I think I'm going to die in this house. So you're like, you resent that. But then the other one is so like,
true.
Are you a sneaky lesbian behind your husband's back, which is much more exciting.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting how Margot she's constantly like between those two worlds.
Yep, so true. So we get to a huge house with more Confederate flags. There's a stunning lakefront cabin. Sophie's driven up by her husband. What the hell is with this girl and why can't she drive? And says...
He dropped off with your husband to the pussy eating appointment.
To the pussy palace. He's like, I'll pick you up later. He says to her in front of their child, don't be emo.
I wrote that down too.
Keep it light and bright. At which point I'm like, if this doesn't end with him being murdered, I'm going to fucking kick off. Kill him. I was like, kill him. I hate him. She's wearing a sundress, and much more importantly, and I think immediately stands out as like wrong for the entire place, sandals.
Birkenstocks to be exact.
Yeah.
Because I think she's sending a message. She says, girls, the nails are short. The socks are on. Let's fucking go. If anybody's actually dressed appropriately for the occasion, it's her.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. She thought she was there to step around puddles and get her hands wet. Yeah. Okay. Sorry for saying any of that. Margot closes the door in her face when she says she doesn't drink. Very funny, very Texas. She's wearing a gold number and stripper heels. She's always wearing stripper heels. That's the only way I can describe them.
That outfit is insane. To wear on a fucking cabin on the side of the lake.
She's wearing like 8 necklaces. I'm obsessed. But she looks amazing. And she's always saying things like, hi, new girl. And I'm like, oh, yes. Okay.
Do you want to be her or do you want her? Which one of them do you fancy more?
Oh, Margot.
Okay.
Yeah. Sophie doesn't do it for me. Even though she has
You'll
eyelashes.
have a top off. You and Margot would have a top off.
That's true. I think she'd probably win.
Tops off?
I feel like the issue... Obviously, Britney Snow is so beautiful, and can we talk about the fact that her eyelashes go to her literal eyebrows?
Yeah.
That is where they stop.
Like
her
she can't fully open her eyes because of the eyelash.
It's crazy. She's so beautiful. I think Margot's just so much more knowing, and she's hot. So,
I think I might agree with you for the first time
Yes!
in my life. I think we both fancy
Woohoo!
Margot more.
Woohoo! Now, Monet, who is, I think, the only non-white person in the show,
Yeah.
and I think I get the sense that we're talking about a town that's like maybe 3,000 people. It feels like that. You're like, how do they have Uber? So I'm not that surprised it's not diverse, but it is like pretty bad. It's a very white show.
Yeah.
Monet says, one of my favorite lines, and it reminded me of
yeah.
school so much.
Let's hear it.
Cute sandals. You look so comfortable.
Oh.
Shoot her in the head. Why don't you? Oh my God. And then this is like a really funny parody of the, I'm sure if you live in Texas, you're like, we're not like this, but I do really enjoy, what do you guys do for work? And they like dead silence, crickets. We don't work, we wife.
We wife.
So
absolutely
fun.
love the idea of we work rebranding as we wife. Something to think about. I hear you guys are in trouble. Maybe.
And then the Reverend's wife is like, don't be intimidated just because I'm the Reverend's wife. I'm a regular gal. I like to shop, hunt, and drink.
Yeah, the three of the most normal things.
What about you? And then she explains that Cambridge, where she's from, and that she was in PR in Cambridge, and that it's where Harvard is.
That, I was like, there's no need for that. There's actually absolutely no need for that. I was like, that is classist, and that is snooty, and I don't like that, Sophie.
I didn't really buy them being like, oh, duh, of course, yeah, we didn't realize. I was like, no, they freaking know where Harvard is.
I don't know if they do, and also, why would you know where it is? It's literally like, it's basically in Boston, just across the river. Also, she didn't even fucking go to Harvard, so you don't even have the sort of diploma to justify this.
Yeah, it's true. So then Callie and Margot are being handsy and calling each other cunts, and
I just put down in all caps ombre wig.
Yeah.
I actually have no idea what that is. Can't even picture an ombre wig. Can you?
Can you imagine? I can't even. God, if only I could think. If only I could. I can't even. No. Watch on YouTube. So she's having a little anxiety moment, and Margot comes out and is like, "Do you want to get in a boat?" And she's like, "Yeah." And Margot says, "Okay, I'll grab the guns."
Yeah.
Huh? Boat and guns. What's going on? They're on the boat. Sophie's like, "Are these loaded?" And they're like, "Ain't nothing less useful than an unloaded gun or whatever." And you're like, okay. They're drinking. They're on a boat. They're in bikinis. They're all incredibly hot.
I did not. Okay, this is my inner misogyny coming out. I did not realize that guns were a thing that feminine women were into.
Okay.
So I had assumed that it was like, I go hunting with my dad type thing, or boys liked it, or maybe more like tomboy butchy girls liked it. But the fact that like you could have fake nails and love guns, for me, I was like, wow.
To me,
and that's my problem.
And here's mine, which is that the second I saw them in bikinis with that much makeup on, hair, nails done, and carrying guns, even without men, I was like, well, this has to be for each other. They're gay. I was like, okay, confirmed they're lesbians.
Yeah,
I was like, if this isn't like some sort of like Republican porno, what is this? Who is this for?
Because the gun is a dick.
Surely. So then they're doing clay pigeon shooting, like target practice, and they mention that Callie wins trophies for shooting. And that
shooting those fucking stairs.
Yeah,
she's
death stairs.
Jealous.
She's so mad. Callie is so hot and she's so possessive of Margot. And we're told
name Callie, or are they saying Kelly with a southern accent?
Right in. I think it's Callie. Anyway, they say very clearly to Margot that Callie, or to Sophie, that Margot and Callie always pull for each other. Ayo! And then Margot immediately breaks this thing that we've had established by saying, actually, babe, it's Sophie's first time. You should let her go. And so it's Sophie's turn, and Callie is pissed off. She tries to shoot. She has the safety on. Lol, 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 lol. I wouldn't have known
Idiot.
that. And then basically, Margot takes a move out of the straight man teaching you to play pool playbook.
Look, it's a good move.
It's foot between her legs. It's like breathing in her ear.
It's hot.
It's right
sexy.
up behind her.
It's good.
It's so hot. And then Sophie hits the target and Callie's pissed off. She looks like she'll shoot her. And then they're going to Coyote Joe's, which is a honky tonk in Cambridge.
And then when
Oh no, they said, do you not have any honky tonks in Cambridge? And she's like, what? But she says her husband wouldn't want her to go to the club. What is Graham's problem?
And then what I love is that Margot tells her not to tell. She goes, we're not secret keepers. And then Margot goes, what kind of marriage is that?
Yes. So they go to this club and they go into a back room and they're taking body shots with tequila.
Okay, walk me through what a body shot is in this situation.
In this situation, Margot puts a tequila shot between Sophie's boobs.
So like here where
glass between her tits. She puts the salt on her bare shoulder and licks it off.
That
of
was
her.
my promo pitch, but Catherine didn't want to do it.
I'm more of a sweet girl. And then she takes the shot glass out of her tits. And Callie is yet again looking ready to murder. And more importantly, a guy with one eye is staring at them. What does it mean?
A one-eyed monster is also something that a penis can be called in a romantic.
Maybe it's that. Okay, so then we cut to the basketball game that Brad is playing. And his mom sees his girlfriend Abby and her mom's Star there, and she's furious because it's important to stress the Reverend's wife is so hot for her son and so jealous of her son's girlfriend that it's deranged and palpable.
Are you aware of the phenomenon of boy mom?
No.
Oh my god. Okay, so boy mom is like a colloquial term for a woman who wants to fuck her son.
No.
And it's common enough that like boy moms is like something you identify as. You could be like, I'm a boy mom, I love my boys, and the idea is
just gonna
that
fix your
oh my
wig.
god, fuck off.
Sorry.
I'm gonna come.
Yeah.
And
yeah, there you go. Ombre sorted.
okay, it's a lot of women on the internet would identify as boy moms. Obviously, they wouldn't identify as wanting to fuck their sons, but they're sort of like, oh my god, just boy mom things.
Yeah.
You know,
she's like
a sock that you could crack,
kissing them on the mouth. It's like classic stuff.
And the idea that it's like a girl that is worthy of my son hasn't even been born yet. Like that doesn't exist.
Yuck.
So she is textbook boy mom.
Yes, she's very that. And more importantly, Abby's mom is played by Chrissy Metz. So I'm immediately like, oh my god, I hope this character's important because I love Chrissy Metz.
What I will say is that Star is meant to be sympathetic and we're meant to really like her, but at some point she's just openly pro-life.
Oh yeah, not at some point, very soon, but we'll get to that.
And you're like, I guess I'm still rooting for you, girl.
I mean, we'll get to Star's character and how they did Chrissy Metz dirty, but at this point I just see Chrissy Metz and I'm like, woohoo, I hope she's important.
Yeah,
I live to regret those words, obviously. And by the way, if you're wondering where the Reverend is, he's always busy at work. Take from that what you will.
I think he might be dating Shane's dad.
Yes.
He's
and
at the
so
sauna.
the Abby is like, shall we go home to ours for a pudding I made you or something? And she's like, I'm taking my boys for ribs, says the mom. So
she takes him to the club.
Yeah.
She takes him to the club for
she
ribs.
does.
You know how people say like, oh, this strip club has the best chicken wings. This bitch is doing that with her son.
She genuinely takes her son and his friend to a strip club for ribs. It's crazy. And Margot's dancing with cowboys and Sophie's watching Margot dance with the cowboys and the one-eyed guy is still watching them and he approaches Sophie and Margot sees him and gets over there and saves her gal and he's like, you remind me a lot of a girl called Mandy I used to know. Margot's being told she reminds him of Mandy. Who the fuck is Mandy? And she's like, get the fuck out of here now. She takes a shot. She makes Sophie line dance. And they're playing pool, which is obviously lesbian coded.
Yeah,
when the sons show up to the club. What is this place?
Like, I just picture this. Your dad's a reverend.
Yeah.
Your mom takes you to the club with a
all
bunch
of
of hot
her
milfs
all of her hot milf friends. Yeah.
to have dinner. What's going on?
It's craziness. Then Sophie goes out to try to get an Uber, and Brad's teammate asks. First of all, he's like, you're not going to get an Uber here. I'm like, finally, someone's talking some sense. Secondly, he's making eyes at Sophie. So I'm like, does every teenage boy think he can fuck a mom here? I guess there's
You're not wrong.
And the thing that's most interesting is he says to Sophie, because she says she's friends with Margot. He's like, are you friends or are you friends? And I'm
That's
like,
Republican for gay.
I know. I was like, okay, it's giving Daily Mail gal pals. What are we talking about? And then he's like, she's like, I gotta go. I gotta get in trouble with my husband. And he's like, you're a grown woman, which the boys often say to the grown women, and I find it perturbing.
But the boys have full beards. Like when we were talking about
they're dads.
the basketball, the basketball match, or basketball game. I don't think it's a match. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
so sorry.
no,
That
no.
was offensive
That's
to you and your culture.
Sports.
But all of them had beards. I was like,
Yeah.
well, at least shave the 5 o'clock shadow for the scene.
It honestly looked like an after-work game for men who used to play basketball in university. But hey-ho. So Margot comes out and she's like, I'll give you a ride. And Callie is like, you said you were my ride. And she's like, oh, Monet can take you. The jealousy is hot, by the way.
Oh, yeah. But also, it's very, and I hate to sort of sing the song of my people, bisexual woman who mostly dates men coded, because so much of the inner politics of bisexual women who mostly date men is friendship, jealousy, and overly intense female friendship.
This reminded me so much of being in all-girls school.
Yeah.
It's wild. By the way, if you're thinking, hasn't she done loads of body shots? Surely she can't drive. Drink driving is the go-to standard here.
And no one questions it. Not even the girl from freaking Boston or Cambridge or whatever.
Nobody. We're just like, okay. Margot then thinks that there's a car following them, so says, pass me my purse. And she gets out a gun, because they're just carrying those in their purses, apparently.
And I'm like, girl, there's one in your pussy.
Yeah, it's crazy. We both know you have your period. Get your gun out. So she slows down until this car swerves around her and is like, oh, it's probably just a random redneck. And then she's like, I need a cigarette. So she pulls into a car park. She gets out of the car and Sophie's like, why was that guy following us and why did you do that crazy driving? And she's like, I have a brother who probably owes that guy some money. It's the price you pay for being the white sheep. Very funny. Then she's like, what's your deal, Sophie? Because you're not drinking and you're not driving. And surely you do one or the other. And I was like, thank you. Somebody's asking the big questions. Turns out Sophie had a car accident a few years ago. She'd had a few drinks. And Graham made her quit drinking and driving. Seems controlling.
Interesting.
And then Margot says something that's asked a lot in this show, which is, what do you want? It's like sort of libertarian individualism of like, yeah, but what do you want? Not what's right, what's wrong, but what do you want to do?
And would you say that's the thesis statement of the morality of the show?
Yeah. She's like, I do whatever the fuck I want. I love God and my husband, but other than that, what else is there except doing whatever the fuck you want? And then she makes her get into her car and teaches her how to drive a stick shift.
And she says, trust me and do everything I say.
Yeah.
Woo!
Not only that, she gives her a drink. So presumably she thinks Sophie's an alcoholic, but gives her a drink
and
anyway.
Sophie doesn't protest much.
I'm not sure that I can't tell if Sophie is an alcoholic or if she drank and drove once and her husband made her give up both. It's very unclear. Anyway, I'm screaming as they're doing like donuts in this car park. And she like sits up right beside her to teach her to drive. I'm obviously screaming at my television, kiss, 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 kiss.
Yeah.
They don't. But afterwards, Sophie's like, thank you, I needed that. And then is it Margot who says,
love you.
Yeah, bye honey, I love you. And
in like a silly, cute way.
Yeah, and Sophie's like, I love you too. It's like, love you, girl. I love you also. I was like, okay, let's measure that tone. Let's have a little clear the throat before we say it back.
And I'm sorry,
love
who
you.
says this is not accurate lesbian representation?
I know, truly. That's what I was like, oh, okay, we're doing this. Sophie gets out of the car looking freaked out. She goes in and kisses her son goodnight. And it's very sweet. We cut to Abby, Brad's girlfriend, sneaking out of the house to Brad's truck. She's pissed he went to the club and asked if she
just for the ribs.
was there. Yeah, just
Girl,
for
the ribs.
But she's like, was she there? And he's like, are you going to be like this all night? So we have to assume that she knows about the Margot obsession.
Yeah.
He is constantly making Abby feel bad for having any, like... Boundaries, yeah. He's a grim teenage boy in that way. And then having been put under so much pressure to do so and with dealing with his constant mood changes, she placates him by saying she'll fuck him and gives her purity ring.
Question, is that a thing in Ireland, purity rings? Or is that just an American
Fuck
thing?
you! No, it's not a thing in Ireland.
You guys have those rings, though, that you flip when you're single, right? Am I crazy? That's a thing.
That's a clatter ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a clatter ring is like a traditional display of like attachment and love. It's not like whether or not you're a virgin.
Yeah, and you twist it if when you lose your virginity.
It's mainly, honestly, for Irish Americans, but fine, yeah.
Oh my
sure.
God, okay, this is something that's definitely has happened. I'm sure that there's an Irish American romance novel where someone like takes it off with their mouth and flips it.
No,
Come
stop
on!
it! Stop it! Grim. It's called Clad. Hate it. So he's like constantly making her feel bad, and when she says she'll fuck him, then he's like, "I love you." We cut to Brad's house where the Reverend's mother finds his room empty. And she is livid looking at a picture.
She's horny for her son.
Yeah, exactly. She looks at a picture of his girlfriend and she's like, "Urgh." Callie is in bed also while her husband sleeps. Her giant sheriff husband is asleep beside her and she uses his badge in bed to look up Sophie's criminal history.
Yeah.
1 felony arrest, in case you're wondering, but the records are sealed. Margot gets home and finds her husband in a hot tub with 2 women.
And what we also see is, and this is something that I am very passionate about, is something called a turkey 6-pack. See, what you could do now with technology is insert sort of 6, I guess, bits of filler into your belly to make it look like you have a 6-pack.
Beautiful. Is that what's going on there?
Yeah. So basically, this is an operation that is available to you. But obviously, if you have a little bit of a belly or a little bit, even a tiny bit of a point, it does look bizarre to have a 6-pack on top of that.
Insane.
But you do you, and I think beauty is subjective. So.
Anyway, she kisses her husband on the head and is like, "Good night," and then "Don't do anything I wouldn't do, girls," kind of energy. And you're like, okay, so it's a very open marriage.
Yeah.
Sophie climbs. This is like a montage of them all getting into bed, by the way. Sophie climbs into bed with Graham, who's awake, and he's like, "Have you been drinking?" And she's like, "No, of course not. Go to sleep so I can think about my lesbian crush."
I will say Graham is simultaneously the most controlling husband in the world and the most oblivious.
You're right.
The amount of shit that she does actually get away with, even though it's technically against the rules, is insane.
I love how your issue with her controlling husband is that he's not policing her hard enough.
Your whole
Are you in charge or not, ma'am?
Get a breathalyzer. You know what I mean? What is this amateur shit?
And we cut back to a blonde who, at this point, I still assume, I don't know about you, I'm assuming is Brittany Snow, is the Sophie character.
I kind of clocked who it was.
I didn't clock it yet. Climbing through the leaves, having been shot again, being chased by cowboy boots, and then she's shot again. At which point I wrote down, okay, end of episode 1, I'm turned on, I'm in.
Directly after the murder.
Yeah. But I was like, my end of feeling at F1 was like, I'm into this like city girl who wonders if the incredibly flirtatious Texas woman is gay or just so straight she's tactile.
Yes.
I'm intrigued.
And I also think it's like a flip on the Hallmark movie of like everybody in this town is more traditional than the people in the city. It's like, what if the people in the towns are actually more freaky?
Yeah, what if they're crazy freaky? What if they don't have like a huge mall, so instead they all swing? And those are the choices.
It's going to the mall or
it's
swinging.
Sephora or swinging. You have to choose.
Okay, so what is the horniest you felt during the episode, please?
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for asking. I think for me, it is the moment when she steps cowboy boot and all between Sophie's legs. And just is like taller than her, is a little bit broader than her, and is teaching her how to shoot a gun. It's so confusing, but I found it really sexy. What about you?
I think what the show does really well is sometimes it's through Sophie's eyes, sometimes it's not through Sophie's eyes, but it makes us, quite like left-leaning people excited about a thing that we shouldn't be excited about.
Yes.
So,
yes.
like, oh my God, when Sophie does well shooting, you're kind of like, good job.
Fuck you, Callie. She could win trophies for shooting as well. And here you are like, yikes.
I shouldn't be excited about this. And similarly, and I hate to say it, I did think it was hot when Margot lingered looking at Brad as he was jerking off. And I was like, I shouldn't be excited about this.
I know.
But I think it's kind of...
I know it is. Yeah, you're right. They do make you...
complicit.
Yeah, they make you complicit and that's on them. Most unforgettable line of dialogue?
Wait. I feel like we quoted this. We absolutely quoted this. I wrote it down. I think it's got to be "Don't be emo." It's got.
Don't be emo, just keep it bright and light is so funny. Mine is, I'm just a regular gal. I like shooting, shopping, and drinking. It's like, yeah, in a way, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it's very alien pretending to be human.
Yeah, exactly.
But with Don't Be Emo, it's also like, I hate that you're telling her this, but also that you thought this, like, this was the way to deliver this information.
He's just such
hysterical.
a dick. I don't really understand how we're supposed to believe she saw anything in him. I do find Graham a little bit off-putting to the point of, like, why would she have fallen for this guy? He's so insensitive and...
he is the, I think, worst kind of man, which is, like, savior. Because,
Yes.
like, even later on we will
Bossy
discuss
savior.
this. But I hate a savior, man. And,
Okay.
like, there is a whole... Sorry, apologies for the tangent, but there's, like, a whole sort of type of guy who clearly wants a certain type of woman, but instead of pursuing her, he pursues a woman that he can mold into that. A good example of that was Jonah Hill, remember, when he was dating that surf instructor.
Oh my God,
and
this
he's
is
like,
that's so accurate.
and he kept on being like, you can't wear bikinis anymore. It's like, if you want a woman who doesn't wear bikinis, if you want a woman who's all buttoned up, you
Yeah.
can just go find a trad wife. But the very fact that you are enjoying taking that power away, you found a surfing instructor who literally wears a bikini for a living.
A competitive surfer.
Exactly. And then you want to take that away
Ugh.
from them. So
Heebie-jeebies.
that is a type of man, and I feel like Graham is that type of man.
so
Like, he saw Wild
insightful.
Child, and he was like, no, but I will tame you.
Well, because he fancies her, but he wants to also control her.
Yeah.
Grim.
What was your WTF moment?
My WTF moment in this episode was I think it's still you you didn't need to take off your whole dress to put some tissue in your pants. Like, what? I was like, go up the skirt. I was like, I mean, I'm thrilled she did it. My God, those
Thoughts
tits
on
are
her nipples?
perky. Beautiful. What a gorgeous peach color.
Really
Yum,
good
yum, yum, yum,
nipples.
yum.
Really good nipples.
Stunning nipples, stunning perk. How's she done it? We don't know, but I was mainly just like, sorry. Why is that necessary? But whilst also being like, but I don't mind. And you?
My WTF moment is there's no Uber there.
Yeah,
There's
you're
no
right.
Uber there.
You're right.
There's
you're
no
right.
Uber there.
Also, no one's mentioning the wigs, but okay. Any gay?
Yeah, no one. I didn't. Were there wigs in there?
I
didn't
don't
notice
think
if there
so.
were
I
any
don't think so. Any gay giveaways for you? The moment that, like, for me, for example,
wigs. Yes.
the fact that this apparently, like, liberal leaning, socially anxious, quite like educated intellectual woman is like, yeah, okay, I'll go to the cabin on Friday with that tall woman. Fine. I'll make some new friends. I'll make some new conservative friends. I'll hang out with the Reverend's wife on Friday. I was like, your wife fancies one of these women. You surely have to know that's why she's going there. She doesn't spend any time with her child. Surely she. No, okay, yeah, all right, yeah. That to me was like, okay, she's gay. You should know your wife's gay because she's like, I have book club. It's
As she's clipping her nails.
yeah, exactly. Filing them down, filing those nails down. What about you?
I will. It's similar, but I think it's the Birkenstocks. I think it's the Birkenstocks. We're being like, okay, well, it's on, isn't it? It's like showing up with a fucking strap on. Yeah, okay, so I'm here for the gangbang.
And then we'll be like, ooh, no tampons, but yes to that. Yeah, fabulous.
Thank you so much for tuning in. You can find us all over the internet on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube at Tonsil Hockey Podcast, and you can email us at tonsilhockeypodcast@gmail.com.
We also have a Patreon, of course we do, where we have a book club and a chat group called Room 1221. We are covering fanfic. We're covering the Las Vegas remix we've got on there. We are also going to do the long game on Patreon. So if you're missing your heated rivalry fix, then come join us there.